Yo guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be back on MW3. I'm just going to be making a guide video for you guys today. This is my top 5 favorite guns that I was building when I was going for the mastery. This is post mastery. I still do care about Modern Warfare 3 a lot, and I'm gonna probably take a little bit of a break from Black Ops 6 because I just like how many guns are in not BO6, Modern Warfare 3, and the lack amount of guns in BO6. So I don't, man, stop. So I've compiled a list of my favorite guns that I was using in Black Ops and Modern Warfare 3, and what I'm going to do with my, simply put, with my Overkill vest on, I'm going to build you guys my top 5 favorite weapons in the game and tell you guys what I like about them. So, blueprint wise, so we're going to start with the death dimension on the Ball 27. Now, I'm going to go ahead and for each of them, I'm going to get rid of everything so we can start fresh. So, Death Dimension on the Ball 27. This gun is quite literally amazing. There's really not much this gun has like to offer for. I mean, other than the hard hitting. So, you definitely want to increase your mag. You want definitely 100% want to put the 60 round mag. It helps you out so much. For your optic, you guys could go with the Jack Glassless optic. And I think I'm gonna split this video up into being multiple parts too, just for like how in depth I'm gonna go. You could run the quarters reflex, the quarters classic reflex. I personally would go with the Mark III reflector and one of my 17 optics, but I would also go with something like the odd gen if I was gonna play multiplayer. The Corio Eagle Eye, the Force Shack Delta is not a half bad one. Same one with the Cronin 0P Optic. The Heinrich Hybrid Scope, the SM8 HM5 Precision Hybrid Optic is also another good one to do. The FTAC Charlie, the HM20, the Luca Bandera, DS Farsight, and Drezon Prime. So we're gonna stay with that. So for your barrel, now this is just my personal favorite. You either am gonna want to run. Now you got one thing here too. If you're looking for recoil control, you're gonna run the Lone Fire Comp barrel. If you want range and if you want your bullets to travel, and like I do normally, you're gonna run the H3. You're gonna run the Crown H3 barrel. We've only got 2 left, so we come on down here to the rear grip. Now you don't need to run a rear grip on this gun. Normally I do, but sometimes I like to switch it out for. Now I was using it quite a lot when the game first dropped. The Bruin Heavy Support Grip is a nice choice, but you don't have to use it. I actually prefer the Phase 3 grip. The Phase 3 grip is going to add the accuracy to your weapon, which is going to make you an unstoppable killing force. You don't need a stock, you don't need a rear grip, you don't even need a muzzle. The last thing you need on this gun is simply the FTAC Grimline laser. It's a 7 milliwatt laser. That is going to add, I mean, if you look at that, you've got a buff and damage, your fire rate's crazy, your range is great, your accuracy is buffed up enough, and then your recoil control, and then you just slap a camo on. That is your choice. I'm still trying to get Mercury. So let's say I'm gonna slap on Dendrick. Alright, onto the MCW, which is my second choice. The MCW is known to be always one of the best weapons in MW3 alone. But with my style of build, and there is a conversion kit, but I don't run the conversion kit. I'm going to show you guys why the MCW, in my opinion, is that gun. So, once again, Mark III reflector. You have to run the Mark III reflector. It just works so good. You need to run the 60 round mag for your barrel. You want to run the second line Mammoth heavy barrel. All heavy barrels in this game are going to help you out. You could also go with the KR-13 Midnight barrel. You see the difference though. This one doesn't have the excess and the recoil control. It has the same thing, but the recoil control is not impacted. So we're going to look at there, and you're going to see the recoil control and the handling is affected. We're trying to keep everything the same, so we're going to go with that. Again, we're going to go back down to rear grip. Now this is where things are going to change up a little bit. I am going to go with the RB Rapid Strike Grip, and you see that the handling gets buffed. Now we can change this barrel back, but now our recoil control is down. So yes, we would go back to the heavy barrel. And then the laser. And then the F-Tac Rimline is the call. Now, with the recoil control there, we go back to this, and you could run either or after you use whatever. So, on both guns, the stats are all green, nothing's red. You could use the conversion kit if you really want to, but I don't think you need to. Plus, if you look, the range and the recoil control is red. So, that is my build for the gun. I'm going to take it into the... I'll go with exerting. Alright. Now I'm going to take it into the firing range, and I'm going to show you guys how we built the gun, and vice versa. And also, the weapon inspection. The weapon inspection on the Bal 27 has got to be one of my all-time favorites in this game. For one, how cool it is, first of all, and just, like, it pulls out a Deadshot daiquiri can. I'm gonna pop it real quick. I'm gonna pop my Sprite. And the MCW. If you are overkilling this, you are unkillable. If you are overkilling an MCW, you're unkillable. The MCW has probably one of the best damage in the game. It's been one of those guns that you could run this thing without any upgrades, and you're going to be God's hand. Granted, my accuracy ain't great, but yeah. Yeah. So that is that's these guns here. So we're gonna go ahead and leave the firing range, and we're gonna get the next one set up. So my next two that we're gonna run. Alright, yeah. So the STG. You don't have to run a blueprint for it. I personally, I was running actually blueprints, so I'm gonna run the Ghost Charmer, and for the Glacial, that's right. Alright, my last one is a BP-50. You also want to look at what you got, so we're gonna go with the Anguish Black Cell. Alright, for the STG, we're gonna get rid of everything. And for the BP-50, we're gonna get rid of everything. We're gonna start fresh on a clean slate. And just by looking at this, you can already see the damage, fire rate, accuracy, and handling are all extremely high. The STG is a truck. If you're using this in multiplayer, even with this build I'm going to show you, you can easily drop a nuke. Granted, you're a little better than what I am. So, the one thing you definitely want to start out with is your 50 round mag. Now, a lot of these guns like to a lot of these players would use the Mark III reflector. It's just better. For the barrel, you want to try to adjust yourself without causing too much of a problem. The Bruen Acruex heavy barrel, or what I would use, the Frengerware 792 barrel. That is going to increase the damage and the range, and mobility and handling are going to be a little bit red. We're going to try to fix that with this build. Now look at that. The Core's Gen 4 grip. Running this grip is going to extremely buff the accuracy, but the mobility and handling is going to suffer. Now we go to the laser. No underbarrel needed on this gun. And we're going to go with the F-Tech Grimline. So accuracy, recoil control, range, and damage are all buffed, but mobility and handling for this weapon is low. And the only thing for that is our upgrades. Now if we wanted to change that, I would not run that barrel. I would run the D9 suppressed. So you can see the difference in the stats. Accuracy is still way up there. Damage is barely. Fire rate is really none, but you don't need that when your fire rate is a truck. Range is good. Recoil control. You can definitely see the difference between now. If we were to run the short barrel, you can see that. But when we get over here to the C9 long barrel, the C9 long barrel I actually think might even be better, because if you look at the stats, you're gonna see a much difference. So yeah, I either would say go with the heavy barrel. It's not gonna do too much to the gun, or the long barrel. I would say that. Alright, let's head over to the BP-50. The BP-50 in its own right is an amazing weapon. Now, there's one thing you have to put on it to make sure you are going to be an unstoppable killing force. Yes, the damage and range is not going to be great, but the BP-50 JAK Revenger kit gives it 60 round mags. Combo that in zombies for an assault rifle, it's 120 rounds of mags. You could probably get that with a normal 60 rounder. But now we have different things to work on. We don't have our usual. We don't have a barrel. We don't have underbarrel. We don't have a mag. We don't have a comb. We don't have stock. So we have to think carefully of what we have and what we can do. Now my favorite for this one is not to go close, but I'm actually a little more fan of the long range with this gun. Given that I have I have both masteries. I put a lot of time into this game, and I'm trying to share that with you guys. So, know this. The F-Tac Grimline and the Point G3PO4 laser are pretty much the same. They both do the same thing. For your muzzle, I would recommend going with the Shadow Strike Suppressor or the VT7 Spitfire. I normally go with the VT7. For the rear grip, I would recommend going with the Hitbox 90 grip tape. And there you go. The JAK Revenger kit counts as an upgrade. And just like that, your range is upgraded, your fire rate is upgraded, your damage ain't great, but your accuracy and recoil control and even handling is all great. The damage is okay. What you're going to make up for is your fire rate and your accuracy. So this gun is definitely, probably I would say, one of the best in the game, as opposed to its actual, as opposed to its kit. The STG, you guys can see, this thing is a powerhouse. This thing kills very easily from range. 4 shot to the body. This thing is a nightmare for zombies and players alike. Let's move over to the BP-50. You can see the fire rate. I'm tap firing, so I don't use all of it. It's not great at long range, that's for sure. That's why I'm tap firing it. Now, if we reload this, and I'm gonna open up the entire mag on this guy. That is insane. Like, a gun that shoots that fast is crazy. That's also due to the Jack Revenger kit. It makes it so it's a whole lot quicker. But how do you get your aim better? You tap fire. Tap firing is going to have you save ammo. You can take down more targets. And it's a whole lot better. And this thing on full auto is an absolute nuisance because it's just got a lot of recoil. 6 shots and take them all down. Alright. So we're going to final off with the weapon inspection, the BP-50. There is a blueprint for the BP-50 that has one of the coolest weapon inspections for the gun. This is one of the guns that does have it, and eventually I will pick it up. So then the STG. This one's nothing too dope, but I do definitely like the gun. Like I said, it hits like a truck. You will decimate lobbies with this build. You will decimate lobbies with this build. Alright. So on to the last weapon, and this is going to be a classic. Now, everything that I say about this gun is probably, oh, it's amazing. But, you know, there's nothing that can compare you to the wit and durability of a starter gun that is quite literally probably the best in the game. Keep in mind, chat, a starter gun. We are, of course, talking about the SVA 545. So, base stats. This is the gun you get from the start, but obviously not the Black Cell version. We're just gonna run the Black Cell version. Look at the damage. The damage is crazy. That's stock. And then we go over here and look at the Boss B, which I believe is a starter weapon for the battle rifles. So good damage all around for both. But we can turn this into a fast killing machine, especially in semi-auto mode. This thing excels in semi-auto mode. First of all, you definitely want the 60 round mag. For your optic, again, I recommend doing something close quarters. The Vigilant Sea Iron is good, but it will cause too much recoil. Now this thing, if you play with it in semi-auto mode, you definitely want to use the Corio Eagle Eye. For your barrel, you definitely want to keep an eye on that. I would go with the STV Precision Barrel. But yeah, I'm going to go with the Precision Barrel. So right now we have the mobility and the handling, which is a little bit down. But then again, if you play this gun in single fire mode, you're gonna be crazy cracked. So onto the rear grip. Now I can 100% say that we can go with the Citadel grip. So yeah, we can go Citadel, or we can go Demo. And I think yes, Citadel. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to mitigate the mobility and the handling. We could go with a muzzle, but that's not gonna do much for it. We could do a suppressor, but this thing's not worth the suppressor. You have to actually hear it fire. So yeah, we've corrected the handling. So now, okay, yeah, we need to run Citadel then, and that's fine. The mobility's fine. All right, we'll run the blue tones, and then now we're good. On to the Boss B. This is our first battle rifle, and honestly, guys, for what it's worth, it's pretty good. Now I'm gonna start using the other classes, so once we get in the range, we can just go through each of them. So the Boss B is pretty good. I always run the max amount of mags that I can, the 45 round mag. This gun it's almost impeccable that you see what's around you. So that's why I go with the Mark III reflector. The ironclad is just more to run. I always come right to the barrel. Now you could run the Bruin Venom long barrel, or you could run the Wyvern's Respite long barrel. But you also got to think too, what's going to be better. So it's definitely going to be the long barrel. For your rear grip, again, you don't have to run a rear grip if you don't want to. Then I would go with laser. The F-Tac Grimline. Now you can run a conversion kit if you really want to. but I don't think it's worth it to run that. I like having this thing full auto. And then the ammo type, I would go hollow point, armor piercing, overpressured. High velocity is another good one, so we'll go high velocity. And then we'll go with the phantom glitch. So I'm gonna go over here to the next one. We're still on battle rifles. And then I believe that the second one is the, yeah. Okay, there we go. So the D tier. The D tier and the Subverter. Alright. And then for custom 3, we have the Sidewinder. Sidewinder's got a few cool ones, and then the MTZ. And I'm looking for just any kind of like blueprints actually have the goods. Custom 4 on for the SMGs is probably going to be my all-time favorite of my SMG. Oh no, that's not the right one. Only the King. Thank you. That's my right one. And then also on SMGs, the Static HV. On to 5. Sticking with SMGs, the FXJ Horus is a great weapon. And we'll go with the Gleam Flash. And then it is on to the Rival 9. On to 6. It is the Striker 9. Striker 9, I'm always going to go with the Frostbite. And then for the secondary, then we're going to actually go on to Shotgun, then it's going to be the Haymaker. For Class 7, we're just going to get it all going. It's the Riveter. I would probably go with something like the Carbon Fate. And then also for Shotgun, the Lockwood 680. So we'll go with Dealbreaker. For Custom 9, back to Shotgun. The Reclaimer 18 is 100% the one. It's going to be that one. And then on to LMG, you have... Now this is going to be my favorite. Attack Eradicator. You could use the Dynamite, but I actually like using the Endless Abyss. On to 9, back in LMG, you've got the LSW. And you've got the Attack Evolver. Yep. And then 10, back to LMG. The Pulimot, Fellow Patriot, and the Holger 26 is what I enjoy. On to 11, Marksman Rifle, Kar 98K, easy. That's an easy choice, a very, very easy choice. And then also another one, MCW 6.8. And the last but not least, on to 12, back in the Marksman Rifle category, you have the DM56, which is the Groom. And then also back here you have...
You don't need this, right?
No.
You're not going to do anything with the social security thing, right?
No. Then on to the KVL. Alright, so now that we have our builds, now we can really get on, and I can show you guys exactly why I like these guns. And also, you guys can just see some things. So yeah, we're on to the D tier, the Subverter. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and gonna get these all canceled out. Gotta do it for everything. Because I'm showing you guys my build, not the game's build. This is my build. We'll start at 2 at a time, and we'll go forth. Now we're already at 24 minutes, so I'm probably gonna get through the first 5, and then we'll set, and then the next one we'll do is probably tomorrow. We'll probably do the next one. So, the D tier. I thought this one, when I first saw this gun, was the O tier. but it turns out it was the D tier. Silly me. 40 round mag, easy. Optic. This gun doesn't really play favorites, so honestly, I actually recommend the Auggen for your barrel. Now, do not run the Sanctum 50 long barrel. Your mobility and handling is going to cut yourself sufficiently. I recommend the Shadowcaster suppressed barrel. You can see the difference between mobility and handling versus running the Sanctum long barrel. Your mobility is going to be nothing and your handling is going to be horrible versus what you have here. That's much better. For your rear grip. Again, you don't have to run a rear grip if you don't want to. I don't think you really need to. For your underbarrel, I'm going to run the Jack Slash. For your laser, again, you want to go with the Grimline. And then there you go. And then we slap a camo on to be the Atoms Abound. And we're good. On to the SOA Subverter. This weapon was obtained through a challenge. Actually, I think you got this one. This blueprint was actually obtained through a challenge. But still a great weapon to have. Killer for zombies, 50 round mag. For your barrel, you want to go with the Dozer 90 long barrel. It's definitely going to help. Your optic, you could run the Jack Glassless, but I recommend a different one, and it's going to be a repeat barrel. The Corio. The Corio is one of those barrels, those optics that just works out for everything. Go with the tack handler? No, don't go with tack handler. Go with the range grip. And then after that, go with your laser. Multiplayer is, and this is all for zombies, by the way, guys. This is not multiplayer. If I was running multiplayer, I would not go with the, I would go with that. That would be the difference. But this is a zombies build. Keep in mind that this is for zombies. You can also run this for multiplayer, but I don't recommend. Alright, and then we'll run the dopamine. Alright, let's head into the firing range, and we have our guns built exactly the way we want them to be built. The D tier, just like the STG, is a truck. It does have a good amount of recoil though, so you gotta be careful about that. Onto the SVA Subverter. This thing is quite good. Here is the weapon inspection of the D tier. Nothing crazy, but cool. And here is the weapon inspection of the SOA Subverter. Again, nothing crazy, but yeah, I mean, those are pretty self-standard. All right, into Custom 3, you have the Sidewinder, probably regarded as one of the worst SMG battle rifles in MW3 when it first came out. When this weapon first came out, it was horrible. It had no TTK, no time to kill. You were a walking trash bag with this gun. Now, the one thing I would say for this gun, you 110% need the Jack Thunder LMG kit. Having 50 round mags on this gun is good, but if you go with this, you would only have a 30. So it's definitely a choice, but it's the right choice. For your barrel, I recommend going with the Orchestra 40 short barrel. You can see that the damage is not going to be great. This thing is a walking trash bag, but it's also good at the same time. So you can't really underestimate this thing because it will bite you. And now for someone not being a multiplayer guy, I actually have this thing diamond or forged. So yeah, I mean, it can be used in both multiplayer and zombies. Better for zombies, honestly, as obviously I have it on Borealis. Now there's that. Now, the next one, we go over to the MTZ762. Again, it has a conversion kit. I don't recommend running the conversion kit. No, one, because yes, the recoil control, mobility, handling, and fire rate are they're going to fire at you in an amazing way. But let's look at the differential about this. The Jack Heretic carbine kit comes with a lot. We're going to make sure that is better. So we're going to go with the 7.62 X39 40 round mag. Already you can see we're already starting to knock it back, just like that. For your barrel, you definitely want to go with the Flinch Pro. For your laser, you want to go with the F-Tac Grimline. We're already knocking this out. For your optic, you want to go with something low, something small. I recommend the Slate. Or, if you guys don't want to run the Slate, run the Ogen or the Choreo. Nothing too big on this gun. You need to be able to see. And then for your rear grip, I recommend going with the XLK Sniper Palm Rest grip. Oh, we got too much. Okay. I'm going to rid the laser, and we're going to use the XRK. So, at the end of it, this is the perfect build. Now, we're going to look at it without the Heretic Carbine kit. So we're going to go and take that off. Now, you've got a 30 round mag, which is not great. But, you can now put that laser on. So versus what you want to do, the mobility and the handling is crushed. You put this on, and you add an extra 10 rounds. Everything is positive but the damage. But your fire rate, range, accuracy, and recoil control will make up for that. With count them, two aftermarket parts on this. That's what the A is, they're aftermarket. Okay. Let's head on into the firing range and let's test these guns out based on the way we built them. Oh, no, not that. Danger Spark and the Ultra Hot. So this is a Sidewinder. The one thing that's good about the Sidewinder and with this Jack LMG is the longer you fire it down, the faster it shoots. Which is good about it, but don't think you're getting any form of damage in with this gun. It's a 4-shot on the body. 5-shot, probably down there, and let's check that one. Oh. Yeah, so. And then here's the weapon inspection. That's a large-ass drum that will give you away, but that's all you get. Unfortunately, that's all you get. That is a terrible weapon inspection. On to the Ultra Hot MTZ. You can notice one thing, there's a lot of recoil on this gun. That's why you don't want to fire this thing in a full auto burst. Maybe aim down in like the crotch area if you're gonna full auto. But don't fire this thing in at full auto range, and here is the weapon inspection. It's definitely better than the Sidewinder, but still pretty basic. Alright, let's dip out, and we're going to head over to Custom 4. Probably my two favorite SMGs in the game. We are going to be building the Static HV and the Superior 46. Now let me just start and say this, guys. The Superior 46 is currently my favorite gun in the game. I love this thing more than any other gun. I mean, straight up, I have a Mercury. So, onto the optic. We're going to run the... Now, this one you could do a variety of. I think, personally, to cover all of the gun, I recommend the Choreo. With just the base of the Mercury, that just looks amazing. The 40 round mag is exponentially important. Now I recommend the Hound Guard heavy barrel. You go down here. And then you go with the Haro palm rest grip. And then you go over here to your laser. And there's your F-Tac Grimline. So your damage, your fire rate, your accuracy, and your recoil control are up there, but your mobility and handling are down. And unfortunately, that is just how it has to be. This is primarily the best build if you're going to go at any zombie or multiplayer players. They have gotten a lot sweatier, so you have to really evolve. But that is the superior. Onto the static. Now the thing I like about the static HV, it comes already bone stock with a 50 round mag. A 50 round mag that you cannot upgrade, you can't do anything with, but hey, that's fine. That leaves us with another one. So Mark III reflector. We'll go Dimasterus barrel. I recommend when going with the Garo 8 long barrel on this one. For the rear grip, I recommend going with the Warcat 90 grip, as that's going to add a little bit of mobility, but the recoil control is not there right now until we add in the laser. Now it's the point GP. Just like that, we've brought it back. Now let's bring in the last thing that's going to help. We could run no stock, but that's actually not going to help. That's going to hurt us more. We are actually going to run the Guardian stock. We don't need anything else on this gun. And now, after that, we are set to hit back for the firing range. So, here is the... Oh, hold on. That's not it. Here is the Superi. Probably my all-time favorite gun. I love running this thing in zombies. I'm going to get it Constellation Z. That is what I'm going to do. This thing is by far probably one of the best guns in the game. It has one of the probably I believe with the Mercury camo, this gun has a very sexy weapon inspection. Just seeing the purple and the colors switch around on it. And then on to the static HV. This thing's it doesn't really have crazy tracers, but it's its range. If you know how to control the recoil on this, you're going to excel the static HV. And here's the weapon inspection. It doesn't have the crazy cool weapon inspection that the Superi 46 has, but it's still good enough, especially with your laser right there. Now it's only available at hipfire, so you constantly have to be aiming in if you're not the greatest. Now with mount, there we go. Definitely very good. Hi, Shiloh. Alright, on to the FXJ Horus. And the Rival 9. And this is, I think, the last two we're going to do. This is going to be the first 5. Actually, we'll do 6, and we'll do the next 6 after, actually, yeah. Oh, yeah, this will be we'll do this one, and we'll do, getting the shotguns, and then after that, we'll do the rest. And we're gonna do this over a couple days. Alright, so, the FXJ Horus. Again, this is another gun where you absolutely must, and I mean a must, be running the JAK Scimitar. Now, while your mobility and handling is not going to be great, there is ways of getting around that. First of all, and this is being for zombies or multiplayer, the point. Rear grip. The POC. We've already fixed the handling for the ammo type. Hollow point. And then optic to finish it off, to finish out this crazy build. You can go with the quarters, but no, I recommend a better one. I actually recommend the Corio. And there we go. A crazy gun, built right. Now, if you're even looking for even better ones, go with the Mark III. Go Mark III. Yeah, there you go. With the Scimitar kit, the fire rate's a little bit affected, but it's all good. Because this gun already fires crazy. The mobility's good. The handling we brought up, but the damage, the range, and the range accuracy and recoil control are already crazy. On to the Rival 9, a weapon that is also very good, but if you wanna have this thing be as exceptional as you can, you have to follow these simple things that is going to turn your gun from a pea shooter into something crazy. Barrel honestly really doesn't matter. You want to run the Mark III reflector with a 50 round mag, the Rival G5 series grip for your laser, your point. Remember, like I said, same as the F-Tac Grimline, just not really. And then for your ammo type, I would run armor piercing. And there you go. This is a pretty good gun, just regardless of issues. This is a great gun. Make sure you build it right. Alright. On to the, we're gonna build these last two guns, right now. And then then we can test them all out in the firing range. So, first off, the Striker 9 comes in the same bundles of Glacial Gold as was seen on the MCW. This gun again, very good, but you need to build it right. So for starters, you definitely want to start off with a 50 round mag. Put the Frostbite add-on to it as well. It's just gonna make the gun look a whole lot better. For your optic, very simple. Mark III. The Mark III is easily one of the best ones to do. So I recommend going with the Striker Recon, or, go Striker Recon. For your rear grip, the F-Tac GX5 EXO, and for your laser, the point. There you go. Just like that, you're set, and this thing on Borealis looks amazing. And then to our last shotgun, this is our first one and only, the Haymaker. 100% you need the Jack Maglift kit. For your laser, you're gonna go with the F-Tac Grimline. For your barrel, you're gonna go with the Imperator Long Barrel. For your rear grip, you're going to use, if you want full control, you want to use the Anov XT35 Steady Grip. And for your muzzle, actually for your optic, you want to run Slate. And there you go. And we'll go with Reflect 415. Alright. Now we've got everything built just the way we want. Let's take this puppy in the firing range and show off how she barks. This is the FXJ Horus. This is my second favorite SMG in the game. It's got range. It does have a little bit of the handling issue, but normally you're not shooting from that far. It can hit just with a lot of bite force power. And it has a pretty quick fire rate too. Here's the weapon inspection. Pretty good. Here's the Rival 9. You can definitely tell this thing is a close to mid-range gun. It does not excel in long range. You can hit, but it's like after like a couple body shots, then a headshot. Yeah, you're gonna struggle if you're doing this. All right, so we're gonna show you guys both guns. So here is the FXJ Horus. This gun is very clean. just the way we built it, and it's one of my all-time favorite zombie builds to do. Based on the mount, very clean shots. Even at long range, you can even see this thing is a monster. And then the maximum aspect of the Rival 9. Pretty good weapon, not really the best weapon inspection. Now we go down to 6. Like I said, we already built them, so now I'm going to show them off in great. Here's the Frostbite. Same death effect and tracers as on the MCW, just on the SMG. This gun's pretty good. Again, doesn't really have what the FHJ Horus had with the ability to shoot far range, but now we come over here to the mounting, we'll reload. It has it, but you're gonna be a little bit awry. And then now a Haymaker is not good at all for long range. This is a short-range mayhem. If they are close, they're gonna get destroyed. So here is the Frostbite. Not the greatest. And here is the Haymaker. This thing is a close-range mayhem, and if you're long range, maybe in hardcore you could probably kill that, but nah, not in normal. You're gonna get shredded. But anyways, guys, that's gonna do it for the video here. Tomorrow we'll talk about the tomorrow we're gonna talk about the next 6 weapons, and then after that we will go on to well, then, Sunday, or no, Monday, we'll talk about the next ones, and there's so much to do that it's going to take us probably about a week to get through all the weapons. So, I'm gonna, daily upload every day to try to get through this, and then eventually talk about what guns I'm gonna be doing, for that. So yeah, no, we're gonna be on 7. So, I'm out for now, but give me about, like, roughly an hour, and then I'll be on GTA for my all-day stream. Alright, everyone. Peace.